No, I didn't do it. That's my main concern.
No,
I didn't do it.
No, you
It's not
didn't.
my fault.
It's not your fault.
Okay. Say that again to the camera.
It's not your fault, Mary.
It's a new day, things are gonna change. It's a new day, things are gonna change.
I have been on lockdown with my mom for over 2 months now.
About 2 weeks in, I realized, hey, I haven't started the bus at all. Like, obviously I'm not driving anywhere, but I didn't even start it.
I hadn't really planned on not starting it up. It just kind of happened, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks had gone by and I had never really started it. I got in the bus and I flipped the switch for the dome lights. Nothing happened. So I sat in the driver's seat, I turned the ignition, and nothing happened. No dash lights came on at all. Now that has never happened before, okay? The closest it's been is when we were in Torrance. I accidentally left the ignition on overnight, and the battery wasn't dead in the morning, but it was way too low to start the bus.
You've probably noticed, if you ever have looked at the front of the bus in a shot, that there are a lot of little electrical plugs coming out the front. That one is a 200 watt magnetic oil pan heater. Totally useless. It was put on by this guy. He used to be my mechanic, but you know, he was supposed to put in a block heater. Had the bus for a month. Half an hour before I got there, he stuck this magnetic oil pan heater on there and called it a day. Charged me for installation. It's not my mechanic anymore. This is the actual block heater. I had to have this installed because my bus came from California. Buses that come from this area come with them. That one's the battery saver. I had the battery saver and the block heater plugged into a triple tap, which I had plugged into an extension cord, and everything should have been fine. But when I unplugged the triple tap, this is what I found on the extension cord. There's actual scorch marks on here, so obviously something went wrong.
So I did what I sometimes do. I went into denial. Not denial exactly. I knew the problem was there, but I went into the I'll do that later mode, right? And I figured, well, at this point, if the battery's dead, what's the difference, right? It's nothing I can do anyway, so since I don't have to go anywhere, I'll just wait. So at this point, I have no idea whether my battery works, whether my battery saver works, and whether my block heater works. Okay, see, people drive by, if they see me shooting, they'll honk their horns. They just want to make sure that they interrupt. It's kind of interesting.
So I'm going to check out with my jump pack, and if it looks like there's some juice in there, I'm going to try to jump it with this thing. But the problem with the jump pack, which is an amazing device, is that you run out of juice fairly quickly. Like, you got a couple shots and then it's over. So if it's going to be like a long, difficult crank, this isn't going to be our friend. But anyway, we should be able to see on the little window. Nothing.
There's nothing in that battery, nothing whatsoever coming out of that battery.
I'm probably going to need 2 new batteries. I have somebody coming who's going to help me figure that out. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to need 2 new batteries.
It's a new day, things are gonna change. It's a new day, things are gonna change.
This one has 77 cold cranking amps. Look at it. Wait till it goes back. 77 cranking amps. That is Bo Diddley Squad. This battery's more junk than that one. My paper.
So I didn't do it. That's my main concern.
No,
I didn't do it.
No, you
It's not
didn't.
my fault.
It's not your fault.
Okay. Say that again to the camera.
It's not your fault, Mary.
Should this guy be wearing a mask? Yeah, he should be. I should have asked him to, but I'll be honest with you, I just didn't even think of it. You know, this is the first time I'm face to face with a human I'm not related to in 2 months, and it just didn't occur to me. It should have, but it didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Except for you left the key on, then it's your fault.
Oh yeah, well, I left the key on overnight, and then and that was the first time that was the first thing. And then one night I left a 150 watt inverter plugged in.
There you go. The battery loses life when it dies. It never comes back. If it dies and you jump it, it's down to 94% of the best the battery could ever be.
Yeah.
And that's 94% of whatever the battery's condition at that point
Yeah.
is. You let it die again, it loses probably another 30%. So now these batteries, even at their best, if we got them fully charged, which is trickle charging them, trickle charging is really slow. Over a day or two, we might be able to get them to come back, but they would only be 70% of their highest, best potential.
I just have problems with them.
You're just going to have a problem with them
Okay.
again. But if you get what they call a deep cycle, a little more money,
Yeah.
but what they do is they take better to charge discharge. These will not replenish.
Documenting this.
Oh, I know, I can tell. I'm gonna be on a documentary on
I'm
that.
gonna be on YouTube.
That's all right.
Only if you want to be.
I don't give a shit. Wait,
Okay. And it's just me driving around in my bus, and I go all over the country and make.
You take your mother with you?
No,
Why not?
she doesn't want to go. I try to get her to go. I keep convincing her she wants to go to Arizona, but she doesn't want to.
I'm so glad the bus starts now because I'm about to go on my first post-lockdown adventure. And I'm glad I got the deep cycle batteries because I think those are going to save me from myself. I do have a tendency to push the envelope, and in a lot of situations that's a great quality, but not when it comes to batteries. Not really when it comes to the, internal batteries sometimes too. I sort of wish I could replace that with a deep cycle because I have a tendency to drain it pretty much all the way to the bottom. Before I go down the rabbit hole of battery metaphors, let me direct your attention to this video. I think you'll like it. Check it out.